We are already a little ways into 2019, but today I still wanted to do the favorite pins of 2018 tag. It was actually a commenter, Amelia, who requested that I do this video, and then I put up a poll if people would still be interested in seeing it, and the vast majority said yes, so here is my tag video. I'll be sure to link to the people who originally made the tag. I'll also put all of the tag questions in the description, just in case if you still want to do the tag. I know we're already just about out of January, but it's still fun to reflect on the past year in Disney pins. So the first point on the tag is, what is your favorite mystery box pin? Mystery boxes are super fun to open, and Disney quite frequently comes out with some pretty cool ones, but I have chosen two different sets of mystery box pins to talk about because I really like them both, but they do both happen to be limited release pin sets, so they're not ones that are just perennially out in the parks. So one of my favorites was definitely the Disney Park Badges mystery pin set. I think this was such a cute idea for pins, and I have here the pin for Park Rope Drop. I myself am definitely a person who is going to want to be there at Park Rope Drop because that's when you can get so much done, and I think the design of this pin in particular is super cute, but I didn't just want to include the park badges as my one singular favorite mystery pin box and pin box set, because a lot of these pins did have some kind of weird quality issues. And then I also remember there being a lot of problems with you get the same exact pins in certain boxes, but this was definitely an enjoyable set. And then I think my next favorite mystery pin box set would have to be the American Adventure pins, and I have here Montana in particular. So this was, again, another limited release set, and it was all of the 50 states. Some of the larger states were just their own pins, and some of the smaller ones were grouped together, and there were people that completed the whole set. This set also did have like LE200 chasers, and there were people that even did the full chaser version of the map, which is crazy, but it looked awesome altogether. But I really wanted to share this Pluto Montana pin as a favorite because I have this as part of my geology and earth science collection. Here we have Pluto. He's kind of acting more like an archaeologist, or I guess really in this case paleontologist, because we have some dinosaur bones. So I had to include a pin that kind of fit into my geology collection because it actually is very hard to find pins that fit into that collection well. Number 2 on the tag is, what is your favorite mystery bag pin? So we have our mystery boxes, and then there are mystery bags or mystery pouches. And my personal favorite type of mystery bag or pouch are Hidden Mickey mystery pouches. I really love Hidden Mickey pins. I know they are among the most heavily faked pins, but I think that's why I find it so fun when you can get like fresh, authentic ones direct from Disney. And there are certain pins you can only get in those mystery pouches, like completer pins. One of my favorite ones that I got this year was this Tower of Terror Walt Disney World completer pin. So this one here is the Tower of Terror completer pin. So this one is from the Parks Attractions Icon set, and Tower of Terror was the completer pin. Tower of Terror is one of my absolute favorite rides. You'll notice I have some really neat 3D printed Tower of Terror ears on today, so it was super cool to get a completer pin, and even better that it was a Tower of Terror themed one. Number 3 in the tag is your favorite pin that was gifted to you. So I don't really get a lot of pins gifted to me. Occasionally somebody will be super nice and zap something, which is never necessary, but always really nice and appreciated. But I definitely knew which one to include for this one because it was definitely something I was not expecting at all, but something that I was super excited by. And that is this very small Frozen on Broadway coronation pin. So I got this pin from my dad in my stocking for Christmas this year. And I mean, my parents really know that I like Disney, they know that I like pins, but they know nothing about pins. So the fact that they gave this to me as a gift was really cool and something that I was super excited about. So the pin itself is really quite small. It's just kind of like a detailed crest or emblem that I'm guessing they're kind of using for Frozen. And this was given to people. I don't know if you had to pay for it, if it just came with your ticket when you saw Frozen on Broadway. My dad is a theater director, so he loves musical theater. I also love musical theater, so that this is perfect that it is Disney, it's a pin, and Broadway. Number 4 on the tag is your favorite pin you splurged on, or your grail pin. So I really had to look back on my videos with this because it was really hard to remember what I even got in 2018 versus earlier. Everything kind of ends up blending together. And looking back at my videos, I couldn't believe that I had gotten this, you know, it was early 2018, but it feels like it was forever ago. I didn't think this pin would even qualify for this video. But this grail pin has to be this Splash Mountain e-ticket jumbo pin. This pin was the very first ever grail pin that I had. As soon as I saw it on Pinpicks, I was like, I need to have that, but I had no idea where to find it. It just never came up for sale online, but at the time it came up on eBay in auction. I got it for a really good comparative price. Since then, there have been some more that have popped up, but obviously a lot more expensive. And it was just amazing to achieve like a first really big grail. This pin is also awesome because it is huge. It's super big. It has a movable element so that they are actually sliding down Splash Mountain. It's a limited edition of 500. It came in a really neat like full collector's case. It's just a beautiful detail, and Splash Mountain is my absolute favorite Disney attraction. And this will definitely always have to be the centerpiece of my Splash collection. Number 5 is your favorite limited edition pins. So I'm using this one as a way to also share some more grail pins. And these pins are for my Emperor's New Groove collection. So I got 2 really awesome low limited edition Emperor's New Groove pins that I never thought I'd be able to get or really even find. Hannah had seen my original collection video on my Emperor's New Groove pins, and she was getting rid of some of her collection, and she offered to sell some to me at really great prices. And I was just amazed by these pins and so happy to find them, because I mean, these really are also like grail pins, but they are really neat low limited edition pins. So I'll share this pin first. This is from the Disney Store Europe, and it features Cusco and Pacha and Cuscotopia. This is like the only official Disney pin that has a design anywhere near this, and it is so super cool. It's also super rare because it's an LE of only 150. And then this other Emperor's New Groove pin is massive and big. This is the WDI Emperor's New Groove 10th anniversary pin. This one is an LE of only 250, and it is so cool. This pin is also super cool because it has a spinner in the center, so it goes from Llama Cusco to Human Cusco. But this really is also such an Emperor's New Groove grail and a really awesome limited edition pin. Number 6 in the tag is your favorite pin from a monthly pin release. So the Disney parks do monthly limited edition pin releases, and they usually come out with a few different series that they do throughout the year. And I do have a number of pins from the 2018 series at the US parks, but I'm actually choosing a monthly pin series from Disneyland Paris, and it's also an Emperor's New Groove pin. So for this one, I have to choose the My Cat Yzma pin. Disneyland Paris the past year had a series of My Cat pins where it would be all the different Disney cats, and this was a follow-up to a My Dog series. And if you know me, you know I love Yzma as a kitty cat. It's one of my favorite like specific Emperor's New Groove things to collect. But this pin is also special and cool for another reason. So of course I love this pin on its own, but it's also really special because I got it in the mail the very same day that we brought home our cat Micah. Micah is our cute little big floofy girl kitty cat. You probably have seen her in some previous videos. She hasn't been as interested in being on camera now, but it just felt really cool to get a really awesome cat themed pin in the mail the same day we got to bring home our little kitty cat. Number 7 in the tag is your favorite international pin. So there was really no doubt about this that I was gonna have to choose a pin from Hong Kong Disneyland because, like I've talked about quite a lot, the pins from Hong Kong are such nice quality. They're so glittery and shiny. they definitely just have a totally different manufacturer than all of the other parks, and whoever makes their pins does a phenomenal job. And so because I've been showing some kind of special limited edition pins, I wanted to include just some open edition pins and some open edition pins that I absolutely loved from Hong Kong Disneyland. And it is a matching Minnie and Mickey pair because, as you probably also know, I love to collect matching sets of Minnie and Mickey pins. So these two pins are from Hong Kong Disneyland, and they're like Minnie and Mickey as little retro campers. These pins are so shiny and nice. They have so much glitter on them, and there's also really cool elements like there's an actual little flag. Minnie has a little 3D bandana on. I just think the designs of these pins are super unique. You don't really see, kind of pins just like this. And it's also the quality of them is so stunning. And oh, how I wish that like every single Disney pin could be made this nicely. All right, on to number 8 in the tag, and that is your favorite completed pin set. So I don't actually complete too many pin sets. I more so like to go for things centered to my collections, but sometimes there are sets that come out that are directly related to my collections. And I really wish this video could also include 2019 pins, because with this, I so would have said the Disneyland Mickey Mouse Mouse Party pin set, because I just completed that and I love that set. But because this is a 2018 tag, you're gonna get some 2018 pins, and you're also gonna get some more Emperor's New Groove pins, because this was a pin set that I was waiting for forever, and it's the Emperor's New Groove Hidden Mickey pin set. So this was supposed to be released, for trading in the parks in 2018, and it just never came at Disneyland. And so eventually these pins showed up in the Hidden Mickey mystery pouches. So you can only get this set by buying those pouches. I think I only got one of the pins directly from a pouch myself. Everything else I think I traded for. I don't remember if I bought any of them. Also, if you're going to be very technical, this set isn't technically completed because I don't have the chaser pin, but I don't like the chaser pins because there's no enamel to it. And also they number the chaser pins differently, so based on the numbering, this is a completed set. So these are all the Emperor's New Groove Hidden Mickey pins, and I was just so happy about these because Emperor's New Groove is definitely an underappreciated movie. They don't get as much merch or pins, although that kind of is starting to change. So there's a really cool Yzma pin, there's Pacha, Cusco in his human form, Kronk, our little squirrel, and then there also is the Cusco Llama Completer pin. So it did take a little bit of time to be able to complete this set, but I'm so happy to have all these characters together. Number 9 on the tag is your favorite pin that started a collection. So with this, I don't know if I can specifically pinpoint a certain pin, but somehow like at the very end of the year and kind of spilling into this year, I've almost started like a little Moana collection. I had like one Moana pin from Disneyland Paris, and then at one point I had gotten a fantasy pin and I had gotten one from Box Lunch, but I think I would kind of pinpoint it to this center pin, which is actually a fantasy pin. So this center pin is by Fantasy Pins by Madison on Instagram, and it was something that I'd seen as a pre-sale, and at that time, like I said, I really only had like 2 or 3 Moana pins, and something about it was just like, I really like that pin. It's also super big, which, the bigger the pin, the better. And then this pin below that here, this is a pin that I ordered in 2018 in a pre-sale, but I can't remember if it arrived this year. I'm pretty sure it did. So this was another pin by the same creator, and this was inspired by the Wreck-It Ralph pin series. And then I've also gotten some more Disneyland Paris pins, and it's kind of just been this year that I've started to get some of the Moana Hidden Mickey pins. So it's still a very small collection, but I had to actually put my Moana pins on their own separate board, so I think that makes it an official collection. We're getting closer to the end with number 10 on the tag, and that is your favorite pin from your main collection. So my main collection is Zootopia. I by far have the most Zootopia pins out of all my collections, and you'll notice I haven't shown Zootopia pins up until this point. I definitely have gotten a lot of really cool Zootopia pins, but like I've talked about in some videos, the Zootopia artwork oftentimes is pretty similar. And some of like my really cool Zootopia pins I got in 2017, so those aren't applicable now. So I have a little bit of a weird choice for my favorite Zootopia pin for this year, but it has to be the Mr. Otterton Hidden Mickey pin from Shanghai Disneyland. I love Mr. Otterton. I love the Ottertons as part of Zootopia. I love otters in general, and I love that this is the one and only Mr. Otterton pin. So Shanghai released a whole set of like characters from Zootopia that were like in little lattes, and they have a Mr. Otterton. I couldn't believe that they actually finally came out with a Mr. Otterton pin. So I am a Mr. Otterton completist, and I think that this is my favorite Zootopia pin because it's so cool and unique. The penultimate question, number 11, is your favorite pin from your side collection. And so for me, it's kind of hard to differentiate between main collections and side collections, but I'm choosing this as like a side collection because it's not like as much of a focus as Zootopia or Emperor's New Groove or Sweets and Snacks, and that has to be this WDI gold frame Splash Mountain pin. These were released as part of Disneyland's 60th Diamond Celebration anniversary. And I actually was able to buy this one from Ryan from Disney Pins blog because he was getting rid of a lot of his Splash Mountain pins. So this one definitely also qualifies as a Splash Mountain grail. The outside is this super beautiful sculpted metal. There's so much detail on it. And then the inside is all stained glass, and then it's even some glittery stained glass. It's an LE of only 300, so very rare, and also so very beautiful. And then the final point in the tag, number 12, is your favorite pin that doesn't fit into any of your collections, but was something that you just had to have. And so with that one, I have to go for this Rapunzel Acme profile pin. I do not collect Rapunzel at all. This is the only Rapunzel pin that I have. And it's a pin that's kind of like lingered on, like, do I keep it or do I trade it? But I haven't like traded or sold it yet because it's so pretty. I also have a video on this pin and one other from this set because I pre-ordered these pins in 2017 and then it took 10 months for them to actually be made and arrive to me. So I did get this in fall 2018, but this was in the works since 2017. The pin itself is just so pretty. I love the details on it. It was my absolute favorite one they released from this set. And like, I have no desire to collect any other Rapunzel pins, but there's just something about this pin where it's so nice. And I haven't been able to get rid of it or trade it yet. I just like having such a pretty nice pin. So those were some of my favorite Disney pins that I got in 2018. It was a good thing that I had my videos to use as an archive because it was like, what did I get this year? But I counted, and in 2018 I made 114 videos. So that was a lot of pins to share. I probably won't have that many videos in 2019 because already I kind of can't do the 2 videos a week because grad school is really busy. But I'll still try and make as much as I can. And then also, I don't know if you've been able to notice with the quality of this video, but I got a screen mirroring program for my computer so that I can use my rear-facing camera on my phone and use my laptop, which I'm looking at over there, as the viewfinder. So that way I can do like actual good close-ups of the pin and not have to like record separately with that. So I don't know, because this quality right now should be a little better. Hopefully it's worth it. I try and make the video quality as high as I can with still just using my iPhone. So again, everything will be listed in the description if you'd like to participate in this tag. It definitely doesn't have to be 2018. It definitely doesn't have to be 2018 specific. If you want to kind of do it later in the year, it can just be like any span of time that you've gotten pins. But hopefully you enjoyed seeing some of my favorite pins, and thanks for watching.